Alright, howdy ho folks. Back at it again. Bard's Tale, all that fun stuff. Oh, last time we left off, we had a wonderful episode where I just kind of meandered, both verbally and in-game, I guess. This episode, hopefully we can finish this tower and maybe even this game. Because, yeah, I'm running out of time to record, basically, today. And, I freaking know in my heart of hearts, in the heart of the cards, that this game's almost over, and I'm gonna feel bad if friggin' we don't finish it today, because that means I'm gonna have to do a different recording day just to probably do like one episode.
Careful, laddie.
Oh well. So it's just a walking around fire dude, okay, and a boar fire elemental thing. Actually, I think it's more of like a, well, they call him behemoth as like my summon, but a behemoth fire elemental thing, which is just another boar enemy. Reskinned, yeah. Anybot.
I smell a trap.
As opposed to last episode where I didn't talk about a lot of stuff, I think I'm gonna start today with some BS I've been dealing with the past couple days. Mainly in the fact, like, I think in the troubleshooting nightmare episode of Bard's Tale that I just kind of uploaded for laughs, I mentioned I was on the Steam Deck while it was happening and all that fun stuff. So the issues I'd been dealing with were Steam Deck related. I had like a large SD card in it that I had been storing all of my modding files and mods to various games, yada yada. Well, a couple nights ago, guess what the Steam Deck just said, like, no work no more. Yeah, that SD card. Honestly, zero clue what was going on. Basically, loaded up my Steam Deck. Is like, you know what? Today's been kind of BS. Well, I'm gonna play a nice little game, and oh hey, the SD card's not working. Oh hey, oh no. Like, I want to say over 100+ hours, all lost because the SD card was failing. And honestly, I don't know if it was failing or not, because like I had the same issue with the Steam Deck, and people have had this issue with the Steam Deck and SD cards, where it will occasionally just like decide, hey, that SD card you have formatted specifically for the Steam Deck, that SD card specifically formatted for, you know, Linux systems, yeah, it don't work, even though it worked. So like I was fighting with that, and like honestly it was one of the worst variants of it. Like most people are like, yeah, just like do the classic IT thing, unplug it, plug it back in kind of thing, you know, take the SD card out, put it back in, that fun stuff, turn your system off and on again. No, that didn't fix it for me. And yeah, I spent like an entire day,
I smell a trap,
bouncing between like my Steam Deck and my actual like PC, trying to figure out a way to recover all of the data on the SD card before reformatting it, basically. Because reformatting it would have made me lose 100+ hours of work for modding a lot of games. And I was just like, dude, I've been having a bad week. I'm not ready for that to happen. That will kill me inside. But so I was bouncing between all this stuff using like third parties apps on the PC, and it's like, okay, we were able to recover it all. Do you want to transfer? And it's like, yeah, I'll transfer. And it's like, well, if you want to transfer that much, you have to buy our like $50 subscription service. And it's like, okay, never mind. I don't want to transfer it because I'm too broke for that right now.
Careful, laddie.
Like, heck.
There's a trap.
Oh my gosh, actually thinking back to that, Like, if I had bought that subscription just to transfer that stuff, and then the fact, like, earlier today, I got hit with like 150 charge because my pre-order for a collector's edition got double billed via frickin' that website. Oh my gosh. Oh, that would have been super upsetting. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would be like probably not even able to record. I'd be broken inside if that happened back to back. Anyways, I was like, yeah, I'm not paying for the subscription. You can get that. And like I was having difficulty recovering it on the PC because once more, like this SD card got formatted on a Linux system. So like it's like it kind of needs to be like restored on a Linux-based operating system. So I had to try and figure out how to use like the Steam Deck's Linux SD card checker / repair thing in like desktop mode, which was a rabbit hole and a half that lasted hours. Yeah. And after those hours, I still had to transfer all the data off the SD card. And it's like, it's not a small SD card. It's like a half a terabyte. It's 512 gigs SD card. Which druid left their pants up here? You know what? I'm gonna guess it was probably Finnick who left his pants up here. 'Cause he probably seems like the only druid that actually like traveled to these places back in the day. So yeah, I had to like transfer like 512 gigs off this SD card and somehow like figure out how to transfer it and like juggle all this memory, and that took hours. And after all that was done, it's like, okay, now I can reformat this SD card on the Steam Deck, and hopefully it'll probably just keep working, but I'm gonna not put any of like that kind of like
now you know
work on it.
Laddie.
I'm gonna probably just have games directly downloaded from Steam on the SD card, and that way I can just easily re-download games onto the SD card. It's a heck easier than like managing mod list and load orders and various like mod downloads from various sites and a mod manager, and losing all that on an SD card because it decided to die. But I think we got a cutscene coming up, and we'll see if I remember this whole ramble rant, because there's still more to it. Not much, but there's still more to it. Probably, you know, cutscene, probably boss fight, Mananans.
You know not what you're getting yourself into, fool of a bard. Turn back now before it is too late.
Not knowing what I'm getting myself into has been the latest trend for me. No point in thinking that's going to change. In the spirit of things, however, I'll give you one last chance to surrender to me. How does that sound?
I cannot abandon my eternal vigil. You leave me no choice. To the death!
Eternal Vigil. How old is this, princess? Ooh, okay, so those are things. I guess he's just doing windy stuff. Okay. Put this down.
Who needs a good kicking?
Where even is this dude right now? What you doing, man? Where you at? You doing something? Okay, you're up there and you got stuck, that's why. Oh, this dude may be able to absorb his magic, and that's why. Okay. And that dude's like entire like dialogue just reminded me of a game that like pissed me off, honestly. I don't have enough magic. That's rough. So like, I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy. I really ain't. I actually have a whole rant and tangent about why I dislike Final Fantasy. But back in the day, I played Bravely Default, which is a pretty decent game, all things considered. It's pretty fun for an RPG. But the issue with Bravely Default, like most games along the lines of Final Fantasy, is its writing. Oh god, is Bravely Default's writing really bad for no reason. And the writing just tends to be like the cutscene we just saw with this boss enemy. The boss is like, hey, you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't do that. And like, since all the pro tags in Bravely Default are basically just children,
I'm right here.
they don't have the wit for the comeback like the bard did. But basically they are just completely ignorant to what they're doing and what's going on, and nobody tells them. It's legit infuriating. Like, you can only hear, you're doing something horrible, you shouldn't do that. Like, so many times before you're like, and are you going to tell me why it's horrible? Are you going to talk to me like I'm a person? Or are you just gonna keep saying like, you know not what things you do and what terrible forces you wrought or whatever? Like, just help me, just talk. It's so freaking infuriating. So like the entire game of Bravely Default is like all of the pro tags just constantly doing something stupid because none of the adults are talking to them and telling them why it's stupid. And all the pro tags are basically just being taken advantage of by a different character. And that's the entire plot of Bravely Default. And it gets infuriating about, like, I want to say the cutscene directly after you notice it's happening. And then it still has, like, 50 plus more hours after that. So, yeah, that I don't think I ever finished that game. It just started grinding my gears way too much. Like way too much.
Over here.
There we go. Let's get another heal down. I guess that's all I wanted to say. Like, that cutscene just reminded me of that entire game's plot. And honestly, that's probably what I'm guessing is happening here too. Nobody's telling the bard why he's being stupid, but god, are they gonna blame the bard for listening to the only individuals that told him, hey, you need to do this because of this reason. Meanwhile, all the quote-unquote villains are not explaining anything to him. And it's like, stop cussing, man. Stop using the F word as a filler word. I need to stop doing that. I'm 30 something. Like, gosh dang, man. Okay, why am I not aiming at this dude when he's obviously aiming at me?
Strike!
It's like the side quest slash thing we needed to do in the caves or whatever. The Viking wanted that dude dead, but we talked to the dude, and it's obviously he's not what the heck the Viking said he was. So we listened to him, and we decide to, you know, help him out, and as well as get what we need from the Viking. Not a single one of these enemies that we fought have properly explained things. And this all circles back to that entire conversation slash topic we did with the Knuckle-Livy. Like, is the Bard at fault for that when arguably he just was not let into the loop of what's happening? He was never explained anything. I also like how this game has two elements, fire and lightning, and those are the only elements in this game. And this giant elemental dude who all of his attacks are elements is just like fire or lightning. That's it. We didn't have budget for any other elements. Nope, just fire, lightning. Anyways, like, is the Bard at fault for possibly, like, let's say the princess lady we are trying to say is a villain. Let's say she actually is a horrible villain causing, like, all the undead. Is the Bard at fault for this when these dudes are not explaining anything, when he's having dialogue with them? He is talking to these people. No one's explaining anything. Is he at fault for following the directions and information somebody else gave when they're not giving opposite directions?
You made it!
Sorry I'm late. Had a bit of trouble with the weather. Hold on a minute. You're still a spirit.
Of course, my love.
But this is the third tower.
True, my love.
But you're supposed to be here. I mean, in the flesh.
No, my love. I am imprisoned atop the tower in Downby.
You said you'd be in the third tower.
No. I said you needed to put out the flames in 3 towers to set me free.
And I have.
My prison in the Downby Tower could not be opened until all 3 flames were extinguished. Now you can come to the final tower and rescue me in the flesh. Soft, warm supper.
All right, just put a sock in it. It's growing a little old, even for me. Just tell me, how many lands must I venture to before this so-called final tower? And how many bows and instruments must I collect? And how many more idiots must I converse with?
Nothing more. Just come to the tower.
I'll believe that if I live to see it. There is, of course, a slight problem. The door to this tower has been sealed, and I have no way out.
I can help you. The magic that binds me grows weak thanks to your efforts. I was aware of Finnick's plan to trap you, and have been conserving my energies so that I could aid you this one final time.
Boca. You know, it's not a teleport from the top of the tower, but I was expecting it.
Your transportation to Downby awaits.
Interesting. Look, could you conjure up something that sticks to the ground? A nice carriage, perhaps?
Oh, you'll be perfectly safe. I'll await your arrival at the top of the tower. I long for our first kiss.
I'll tell you what, if you're not there, you can kiss my... I hate people who have to be the ones to get the last word in.
And so our brave bard would soon mount the fiery beast and ride through turbulent skies, winging his way towards destiny and the...
Oh, excuse me, I get a little sick even thinking about flight.
I give up. And so our brave bard mounted the fiery beast, hung on for dear life, and tried to keep down his lunch.
Dude, you live in like a high Western fantasy. How do you even know about flight in general and how it would make you sick? Also, I love the fact that it's a fire elemental flap. I don't think I've ever seen a fire version of a manta ray. Oh, this is nice. Oh. Am I able to just skip? Yeah, I'm just able to skip. Yeah, this is like end game, like freaking. It's nice. Oh, can I enter the mountain tower again? Can I enter the mountain
The
pass?
destruction of the tower had caused a great tremor, leaving the mountains all but impassable.
Honestly, like, I know we're at the end of the game, and there's probably a bunch of side stuff we can do. Like, if we check just my tokens alone, I'm missing a lot.
Ancient Furbolg armbands.
Like, I'm
worn
missing a
by
lot of these.
Furbolgs of high standing and said to represent strength of character as well as physical strength. These armbands, passed down from father to son to worthless bard, contain the strength of every furbolg who has ever worn them.
Like, I am missing every single vitality token. I'm missing, like, a lot of tokens just in
Symbol
general.
of power and leadership.
And I'm obviously missing, like, a bunch of tunes and stuff. Like, we've never
Heroine was
upgraded the
deadly
heroine.
accurate with a crossbow and quite nimble in battle.
But, I'm gonna tell you guys what. The game's been fun. I think going beyond what we've done is going a bit too far. And, probably overstaying the welcome a bit. I'm not an achievement hunter. I don't need to 100% games. I think it's about time. About time we got this over with. Now, doesn't this seem familiar?
It had come to this at last. One man on his own, a poet and a rogue, with no friends to speak of, no one to mourn his passing, should it come to that. Even those beside him are no more boon companions than bond-servants, summoned by sorcery and song, as cold and indifferent to him as the light of a wandering star. But to know where he is, and what may yet come to pass, we need to know who he is and where he is from.
The dude coming out of the wall is my favorite. I'm kind of amazed they didn't just replay the scene from the start of the game.
You've made a mistake coming here, Bard. You have no chance to make it past me. Turn around and leave.
If I have no chance, then why are you offering me a way out? Are you scared without your big beastie backing you up?
This time, I'll take care of you myself, Bard.
And to know that, we've got to begin elsewhere.
I am not going through all that again. Can we please just get on with it?
Sorry, I got caught up in the moment, as you were.
It's just interesting. There's two versions of this cutscene. And it's just...
Death to the Bard!
Okay. Oh gosh. You guys unequipped my bow, didn't you? That's why. That's why. That's not my fault. What's this dude do? Does he cause fire? I want fire. What you doing, man? I guess he's gonna do the lightning bit. But if we don't get any more cutscenes, I guess I'll finish the SD card nonsense. Basically, there's not much else though. It's... yeah, I finally recovered everything. I went to format the SD card. And... why am I still getting loot at the end of the game, by the way? What's the point of that? Yeah, whatever. Oh.
Oh, it's bad luck to be you. A chosen one of many isn't you. When you think you're full of luck, you look forward to your throat. Oh, it's bad luck to be you. It's time to face your own reality. There's one thing we can say with certainty, that it's you that has been chosen, even though you've been opposing. I guess you were the only nominee. Oh, prophecy is never coming true. In a pickle you'll be stuck. Like a chicken you will cluck. Oh, it's bad luck to be you. We've come to the end of our tale. We sang a lot and drank up all the ale.
You are pretty much a fraud.
And for that we do applaud. Although we all were hoping you would fail. Oh, it's bad luck to be you. Don't think for just a second it's not true. When your life is run amok, you will see that you're the schmuck. Oh, it's bad luck to be, really bad luck to be. Nobody could disagree. It's a freaking guarantee. It's bad luck to be you. It'll lead to.
Well, it was fun, guys. Yeah, it was fun. There's still one of these dudes up. That's probably because it's like the items weren't picked up for him. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's get the heroine out. She is the heroine of this tale. Yeah, I went to reformat the SD card, and like on my Steam Deck, it showed multiple SD cards in that slot, which shouldn't be possible. What's up, man?
We finally meet.
Finally? Do I know you?
No, but I know you. And might I say...
Yeah, I know. I've been through all this before. You're not getting by me. I will kill you where you stand. You're an idiot. Blah, blah, blah. I've heard it all before. Can we just skip that part and get right down to it?
I agree. The sooner you are dead, the better.
Heard that one before, too.
Oh, he's got a bunch of freaking trow. He's not expecting them to just be here of all enemy types. Did he have them locked up? Is that why?
Thou have been served.
I was expecting like a bunch more druids. Just
To hell with thee, blackguard.
whatever works. Oh, we even have magic trow. Haven't seen those guys in a minute. I've seen a majority of these enemies in a minute. Okay. Save, Papa, save. You know, all he needs to do is basically make it so the elevator kind of like goes up and then crashes. That'd be too simple, wouldn't it? Not like I have a grappling hook or anything. It's a very easy way to kill me. Alright. Whoopsie daisy. I like how part of the wall just disappeared as the shot panned back over here. So there's like multiple SD cards being shown on the Steam Deck. And it's like, so do I just reformat one? What am I doing here? Was finagling with all of that. And the like end of the story. Oh, there are undead here.
To hell with thee, blackguard.
Well, that kind of puts a bit of a damper in me assuming the undead were being controlled by the princess.
Over here.
Maybe Finnick was actually the one controlling them too. Or maybe he just has a floor filled with undead, because you get any decent tower, you get undead like rats, you know, they just kind of show up, you know. Anybot. Trying to think. Because I'm not that great at thinking. You play the bard still for so long, you start acting like the bard outright. No thought. Only snark. But, at the, like, final point of the whole SD card nonsense was I was just talking to someone about it, and they are not tech savvy. So I was trying to basically explain what an SD card was, all the things I lost, all the things I had to do to try and get it back, as well as, like, whether or not the issue's solved now. And I just had to keep stopping while trying to talk and just be like, is this in an understandable way? Am I explaining this in a way, or am I dumbing it down to the point where it is completely incomprehensible? Like, it's just... And before people were like, how do you know they wouldn't understand what an SD card is like, I do tech support for my mom. I know dang well she does not know what an SD card is. Yeah, so I was like explaining to her like all the issues I was having with it, and just trying to explain like, yeah, basically there is a large amount of things on this little memory stick, basically, and it went bad, so I had to do this, and this, and it's just like, at what point am I being considerate, and at what point am I crossing over into being a D-bag while trying to just explain this? And at what point am I crossing over into incomprehensibility of explaining this? Why did these things become, like, so much more common after the Nuclevi? Because those things were around before then. They're just, like, wicker men made by Trow. They're not, like, undead. Like all the other things that showed up after the Nuclevi. Actually, considering we went into that underground tomb place before even going to Kirk... Was it Kirkswall? The second town. We know undead were around before the Nuclevi nonsense. Just taking down the first tower and the Nuclevi showing up tended to make almost all the enemy types in the overworld undead for some reason. Gosh. Are we almost done with this? Like, I know frickin' Mega Man has the whole... Oh, shit, gotta pick this up. Gotta pick up all the stuff. These dudes are not strong, so my frickin' party members are killing them, and they're dropping, like, 3 seeds each. I just need to pick up all the stuff ASAP. But I have a chance to. Yeah, even the mini ones can drop multiple seeds. That's... Yeah, I can see this stuff, like... No, you're doing a cutscene. They're going to spawn while the cutscene's going, man. I know you don't, like, stop the timer. Oh, okay, maybe they did stop it from actually spawning during that. That would have been hilarious if they just, like... Yeah, one did spawn, though. I missed one. See, this enemy type I actually don't dislike. These are, like, in a sense, infinite, while also not being infinite. Like, I'm fine with that as an enemy type. It's actually pretty interesting. It can be annoying if you're not on top of it, but it's nothing like the constant undead Draugr. That's a fine enemy type for what it is. Just the plant enemies that drop seeds that grow into more plant enemies. As I was saying, it's like, I know Mega Man has the whole boss rush at the end, because you have all the items that beat the bosses. It's just, you guys ever consider that I don't want to do that?
Does it hurt?
I mean, I guess on the opposite end, it's like, well, what would you like the final tower to be? Another entire dungeon crawl when you're thinking you're done with everything? Or would you prefer it to be nothing? You just walk in and you fight the final boss, and it's like, yeah, you're not wrong. It feels like there has to be something here. It's just going through every enemy type I've already beaten.
On your knees.
Isn't exactly invigorating. It really isn't. Like, I'd almost prefer like a proper dungeon here as opposed to just floors of enemies that I've fought before. Like, this is enemies for the sake of enemies, for the sake of padding. And I bit my tongue when I was saying that. Oh well, this is the last recording for today. You guys are probably not going to feel the effect of me biting my tongue and talking horribly for the next week. But I sure as heck am. Gosh dang. Such a unique elevator too. Like, it's got gears that are basically going into slots that slowly just raise it up. As opposed to the pulley system that most elevators in real life have.
Be healed!
Oh gosh,
Got
freaking
something.
red caps.
Too slow.
Yeah, I suppose that is the next enemy type. Like, I know I started this tower complaining, like, I thought we were going to be dealing with druids in here. Why the heck are we dealing with trow and stuff? And it's like, nah. This many floors of those druid dudes just constantly throwing out magic spells and stuff. Yeah, no thank you. It's annoying enough as is. Definitely annoying enough as is. Especially these red caps are not simple enemies to take out when they're in like groups.
Too easy.
I know when editing I'm probably zoning out. I said the F word again. That's a note to me when editing, to edit out the F word. Because the F word is a no-no word. And we're trying to turn this channel into a yes channel. I don't know what that means. It just sounded right to say at that moment. That's word vomiting in a nutshell. Just say whatever the heck sounds right at the moment. Gosh dang. I don't know why I'm picking stuff up. I don't think this is going to be like Luigi's Mansion where I get graded at how much money I have at the end of it. Oh yeah, they're doing a remake of Luigi's Mansion 2 on the Switch. Should I pick that up? I mean, I got it on the 3DS. It's very odd when you get a port of a game on a different system. Because a lot of the time you tend to lose a bit of the something something.
Found wanting.
When you do that? Simply because, like,
Too slow.
some of the systems, especially if it's a Nintendo exclusive game going to a different system.
Too
And yeah,
easy.
I know the 3DS was Nintendo, and I know the Switch is Nintendo as well, but some stuff can still be lost in translation because of it, because the Switch and the 3DS are completely different. But like, Nintendo's really prone to like gimmicky peripherals and stuff. And gimmicky just how they design their game systems.
Show me the target.
And it's it tends to lead anything ported off their system to
Did you blink?
sometimes having to lose content. The one I'm specifically thinking of is what is it? Zombie U. Zombie U is actually a really interesting game. Like, it's a long-lasting IP that a lot of people don't realize is a long-lasting IP. It's one of those games that like saw the Wii U gamepad and was like, yeah, this is something we can work with. This is something we can do a lot with, actually. So they, I think we're actually probably near the end if we're getting a bunch of items. They just seem to be adder stones because they realized. Yeah, they kind of realized we don't need money. Oh, excuse me. Let's go with Rat. Let's go with Rat. I think we're basically done. But Zombie U, like, used the Wii U to its fullest capabilities. But the Wii U sold horribly, so they brought out... Like, they ported it onto other consoles. And you lose a bit of what made Zombie U special by doing that. I haven't played Luigi's Mansion 2 on the 3DS. It's something that's been in my backlog for a while. It's like, but is something being lost by it not being on a 3D mobile console? Is what I'm asking, basically. Oh, gosh dang. This tower is still going. And here I was hoping, because, like, freaking there's a save point. It's like, we're done, right? We're done. Right? Please? I think I'm gonna have to get the Enchantress up, actually.
Not fast enough.
Just so she can frickin' keep all these people up. I'm so done with Draugr. It's gonna be a long episode, but... Like I said, I don't have time for another episode, and I'm hoping in my heart of hearts we can actually finish Bard's Tale today. Because I do not want to start, like, a recording session a different day and being like, so yeah, Bard's Tale is over, and now I need to spend a while setting up a different game to record. And that's going to be my entire recording day, basically. Hoping to crank this out. Oh. Yeah, actually, they ported Luigi's Mansion 1 to the 3DS too, as well, right? That's probably the weirdest, like, as it was foretold, it came to be moments in video gaming nonsense. Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube actually has a version of it programmed in 3D. So it being on the 3DS is weirdly fitting. What was it?
All too easy.
Freaking...
That with my eyes closed.
Did you blink?
The, GameCube is oddly really powerful system for what the heck it is. What is it? Has full HD support. And there are versions of the GameCube with a DVD player attached. They're just super expensive and from a certain country. How you Panasonic Q owners just holding up out there. Panasonic Q still freaking working great, guys.
Did you blink?
I'm jealous. That wonderful chrome finish on the Panasonic Q is beautiful, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it was able to have an attachment for, like, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. Like, did it bring down the, Oh, I feel bad for that chicken. It wasn't considered an enemy. Like, we killed the one next to it, and it's like, yeah, you're done. You're just 100% done. It's like, the chicken's still there. It's like, wait. Aren't I still an enemy? It's like, nah, you're done. It's gotta be demeaning. But yeah, like, the GameCube is oddly powerful, so when they were making Luigi's Mansion, which is a launch title for the system, they showed some of the executives like, hey, yeah, we got it in 3D working on a 3D TV. And, like, obviously they decided not to make 3D TV based games because it's just the market wasn't there. Heck, the market still isn't there. Like, how many people do you know out there that own a 3D TV? Is it enjoyable? Is it decent? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care about the 3D on my 3DS. I just want to play the game. I don't care about the 3D. It's another gimmicky thing in my opinion. But, this game needs to decide whether or not that shot goes through physics or it doesn't, because I have seen so many instances of it doing one or the other. It just doesn't want to decide which one.
Did you blink?
But yeah, like, just GameCube was able to do 3D TV stuff, and as well as like actual HD TV stuff, which I don't think any other console at the time had HD TV support built in. Like the PS2 and the Xbox, I think if you want HD out of them, you have to use an AV to HD converter. I don't know, there may be some third-party HD composite cords, but the GameCube outright had Nintendo brand composite HD cords for it, which is more than the Xbox and the PS2 had. Just, yeah, it's interesting that the first Luigi's Mansion eventually was released in 3D on the 3DS. I need to replay that game sometime. I loved it as a kid playing it on the GameCube. And yeah, I do have it on the 3DS, it's just backlog. Freaking, I want to say like half the 3DS games I own right now are backlog stuff. Freaking, I need to play Yokai Watch 3 sometime. Oh, what did I see? Freaking rock people? Oh, rock people and fire people, so just elemental people. I mean, I know I just said in this episode the only two elements as far as this game is concerned is like fire and lightning. But like, can we just... Do we even consider the rock golems proper elemental things? Because they don't hit differently. Like, fire we see as like a damage type via our own summons. We see lightning as a damage type. The frickin' boss that controlled these dudes, even though he was made of rock, only did fire and lightning as like attacks. Like, even when he wasn't in his invulnerable states, he was doing lightning attacks. It's just... yeah, the game does not really consider other elementals valid, it seems. Like, we had an entire moment where we're going underwater in like subterranean caves and we still didn't have water elementals whatsoever. Okay, come on, we gotta be near the top of this tower. We gotta be almost done. Freaking every other tower had 3, and I get this is just nothing but like one room of fighting. But you could have just designed another tower to go through at this point, man. Druids? Oh, come on. Didn't we already solve the mystery of the druids, like, back in the frickin' first tower? They're cannibals. That was the mystery. The druids were cannibals in that game. That's it.
Bullseye.
And there's like a druid that's like, some of them are basically immortal because they keep eating people, and that's the mystery. And the protagonist in that game is actually worse than the bar. Oh my gosh, yeah. So, the mystery of the druids is like an adventure game. And it's classic adventure game hijinks, which if you don't know what adventure game hijinks are, you need to look up or try to play an adventure game. They all play in a certain way that is just nonsensical. And the more you play them, the more you realize how to think in that nonsensical adventure game like mindset, and it's very weird. It's like opening a part of your brain that's been closed your entire life. Anyways, the Mystery of the Druids is an adventure game, and its protag is one of the most unlikable D-bags for no reason. He is just like unapologetic, like impossible to deal with. Like, there's no reason you should be rooting for this dude besides the fact that he is against technically who you might consider a villain for being an immortal dude who eats people. Like, what the heck happened? Like, I think at the start of the game, like one of the first things you need to do is poison a homeless man in that game. Why? Why do you poison a homeless man in Mystery of the Druids? To get his change. Quite literally, you poison a homeless individual to steal spare change that was given to him. Oh, we're at the boss fight now. Finally. And that's just how impossible to like the protag of the Mystery of the Druids is. Freaking gosh. An unpossible. Unbelievable. What's up, you two?
My champion. At last I can look upon your face.
You're even more beautiful in person, milady. One moment, and I shall free you from your prison.
You are such a fool, Bard.
And, may I know the name of the man who thinks me a fool?
Don't listen to him. He's the one who's been trying to kill you.
Yeah, I've noticed.
My duty is to stop any man who threatens to unleash evil upon the land, and you are that man.
I've been fighting this evil to set the princess free so she can send you and all of your demonic little friends back to hell where you came from.
A place she's very familiar with, since that is where she's from. She's the ruler of these fiends you speak of. She is from the very bowels of hell itself.
I know she's a little bossy, but no reason to get rude.
He lies! Kill the bastard!
You're not helping your case here. Are you insinuating the princess has something to do with everything that's been going wrong in the world?
Your betrothed there is the direct cause of it all.
Now you've gone too far. She's not my betrothed.
My love, don't you see what he's doing? This is his last desperate attempt to stop you from setting me free. The minions he set upon you have failed, so he's resorting to telling you desperate lies. Please, don't let him confuse you. He is the one behind all of the evil that assails the land.
I will fight you if I must, but she is the enemy, not I. She has been playing you for the fool.
I'm not stupid. There's no way this woman is the root of all evil. I mean, look how hot she is, for crying out loud.
You have eyes, yet you do not see. You have ears, yet you do not hear. You have a brain, but it is located
Get
in
to
your...
the point, please.
Calais has been held captive here since the last time she attempted to cover the land in darkness, 1,000 years ago. It took the power of 4 mighty wizards to defeat her and entrap her here, ensuring that her reign of terror was ended. All this time she's been looking for a man, a chosen one, if you will, to set her free so she can rule again. I'm afraid you've been only a pawn in her game, one she will surely dispose of once set free.
This is why I hate dating.
My darling, he speaks half-truths. I was imprisoned here not by wizards, but by 4 demonic warlords. You've seen some of them and vanquished them yourself. It was I who defeated their armies, although I was weakened in doing so. After the battle, they trapped me here while they rebuilt their forces. They will rule this land forever unless you kill him and set me free.
Listen, I think I need to sleep on this.
You must choose now, my friend. Time is running out.
Look inside your heart, love. Set me free.
The time had come. The bard was forced to choose, and he knew that he'd better choose wisely.
So, I've been saying it for a freaking minute. I am 99% certain she a liar. Also, I think I'm officially out of recording time, which is freaking hilarious. Anyways, I'm 99% certain she a liar. Every single one of the people in the towers, like the tower guardians, have asked us to leave. They're like, you can go. We don't need to do this. Like, basically, they've been like, hey, you may be on the wrong path, don't do this kind of thing. I'm more inclined to believe Finnick with everything else that's been going on. But I find it hilarious that you can still choose. I like it even more that I can just leave. I'm curious about the advice, but...
A highborn lady would not stoop to deception. This druid, however, is a peasant with little honor, much like yourself. I fear he is not to be trusted.
Wait, I can ask my frickin'...
Have you seen enough to know she's been using you? Think of all the others she's tricked into trying to rescue her. All those chosen ones. And all dead.
Oh, that's actually really cool. I can ask my frickin' summons for advice.
This druid has an ill look about him for sure. As far as I know, he's the only one who's tried to kill you. I think the choice is obvious.
It's very like D&D party.
I know a little something about how appearances can be deceiving, and there's some major deception happening here. It doesn't all add up, Bard. I think the druid there is telling the truth.
What do you think, Sparky? But, yeah, I thought I was going to ask the narrator, actually. It's really fascinating, because that means all of my summons have ego. Like, all of them actually have their own opinions about things that were going on throughout the entire game, and it's never come up. Not a single time has it come up. So fascinating. Oh well, I choose Finnick.
Yes, actually, if I look deep into my heart, I can only come to one logical conclusion.
What is that, my love?
Never trust a woman.
What?
Wouldn't you know it? There's always an angle, isn't there? Give me money, plough the fields, let me out of my magical prison to enslave all of humanity. And I fell for it. Again.
Happens to the best of us.
Why? We're meant to be.
Oh, give it up. You've been plucking my strings from the get-go.
And you've been royally plucked.
No more. You know, 1 minute this beautiful woman appears in a puff of smoke and a flash of light, and the next she turns out to be some sort of evil hellspawn. How do I always miss the subtle signs? Well, let me tell you, this whole thing, it's over.
Is there nothing I can say to change your mind?
There's not even anything you can do to change my mind.
Not even a kiss?
What?
You know, a kiss. A simple kiss. It is the only way I can show you how I truly feel.
Oh, well,
Be careful, Bard.
what the hell? I've come all this way. I mean, a kiss never killed anyone, right?
I mean, he's stupid. They're like, what were we expecting? Oh no, she's hot. Not into the hair.
Foolish mortal. You had the chance to rule at my side and live forever, but now you shall die like the dog that you are.
I tried to warn you.
Is it me, or is she still hot?
Prepare to experience excruciating pain that will last an eternity.
I've already told you. The relationship is off.
I like that the bard still finds her hot, too.
Did you blink? Not fast enough.
Who went down? Oh, I think... Frickin' Froggen Hagen. Oh gosh, all my summons are going down real quick. That was, rough, to say the least.
Reporting for duty.
Is it just kind of... Well, honestly, I'm very far away from her, so can't really easily tell when the summons are spawned or not. Whether or not it's obvious which one's which. Which infernal hellspawn is which?
Did you miss me?
Oh, me oh my. This... Why is there so much love in parts of this game and so little love in other parts? There's not even boss fight music for the final boss. And it's a game about music. Oh, well, at least the final boss isn't Black Scale's White Song or whatever. Or is it White Scale's Black Song? Whatever. Woo.
Quest complete.
What a drawn out quest. Couldn't Finnick have helped?
I must say that was quite impressive.
You gotta show 'em who's boss, or they'll just walk all over you.
Now that she's gone, things will return to normal. Crops will grow and the dead will remain in their graves. You came very close to destroying life as we know it. But you've redeemed yourself.
Just show me the way out of this damn tower.
I don't even blame him for being done. I'm freaking done. We're all done. I hate the fact that
The promise of love and riches lost. The near destruction of the world as we know it. Death, misery, and chaos. Under the weight of such trials, most men would emerge changed. Some for the better, and some for the worse. But for the bard, things ended the same way they began.
Well, my friend, back in business.
Okay, that was a cutscene. That was a very compressed cutscene for me, too. I'm pretty certain that was just, like, the quality of the game when it originally came out for, like, CRT TVs as a cutscene. So, that's insulting. Once more, this is the remastered version. So, that was very compressed and very loud in my headphones. That made my ears bleed. Also, Finnick. That dude had the freaking, like, WoW NPC treatment where he's just, like, way bigger than you. So you can easily see him. I get, like, I'm certain if I sided with the demon woman or whatever, he probably would have been the boss fight. I still love the fact that I could have probably just left. Freaking hilarious. I'm also glad I called it too. She seemed, the entire setup seemed like very obviously kind of walking to your doom kind of setup. Oh well, that is another game finished. Another recording session over with. You decide what I'm recording now that these two games are over with. And I need to edit all the Bard's Tale episodes and finish editing the finale of Machinax. Work's never done. I think I said in the finale of Machinax that I was going to stop doing detailed edits. I'm going to probably just try to edit things so that audio is balanced and try to get things out in a very consistent manner and probably get a lot more out. Earlier today I came to the realization that's going to mean like intros and outros as well. I think going from like Finny the Fish to these two Let's Plays, Machin and Bard's Tale, it was obvious although I did put a decent amount is arguable, effort into the intros and outros. Whereas like Finny the Fish, I put even more effort into the intro at the very least, where I like moved hand puppets that were kind of talking about what was happening in the episode that they were introing. I think I'm just going to have a simple thing I'm going to use for basically all of my episodes moving forward, and at least for a long period of time, as my intro. And I don't even think it's going to be like a proper like full screen thing. I think I'm going to have something in like a bottom corner, and that's just going to be the intro as well as like the outro, just something in the bottom corner, real quick, real simple, not really overstated in any way. Oh well, if you guys stick around and watch it, appreciate it. Appreciate you guys sticking around and watching this over hour long finale. I'm not gonna divvy up this episode or just consider it like a super hour long. We'll see how the episodes pan out. Oh well. Talk to you guys later. Ciao. Bye.
But wait! There's more!
Howdy guys. We are actually like doing a quick edit in at the end of the last episode. I figured, considering how the ending is handled in this game, the endings I should say, it shouldn't be much of an issue to actually just crank out all 3 of the options for an ending. That way, anybody watching this Let's Play will not be wondering, like, well, I wonder what could have happened. Obviously, I went for the bros before demonic hoes or whatever ending with siding with Finnick, because that's honestly what I feel like would have been the smart move. But considering it's just a choice right here at the end, at best there's a boss fight.
The time had come. The bard was forced to choose, and he knew that he'd better choose wisely.
I figured may as well just do it. I think choosing Calais is going to have us have a boss fight against Finnick. And out of here, we might not have a fight whatsoever. But yeah, let's plow through all 3 of these. The episode is already super long. I'm not going to feel bad about adding more to it, because at the end of everything, after all these episodes are up, after a month, I'm going to upload like a complete yeah, just a complete video version, more of a movie version. I'm probably gonna have to divvy that up, whatever. But yeah, let's go with Calais. See the ending with the hot demon babe.
The heart is just a muscle. Nothing more, nothing less.
Perhaps I underestimated you.
Those who are foolish enough to believe that the heart is in any way connected with love, whatever the hell that is, are living in a fantasy world, my friend.
Then again, I may have been right all along.
The heart just pumps blood where it needs to go, and that's all that matters to me. If you catch my drift.
Perhaps I was right all along.
And after seeing Calais and hearing your story...
You mean the truth?
Well, I must say I am torn. Normally, in a situation like this, I'd flip a coin.
I have a coin right here.
But since she's hot and you're not, and since she has all the coins I'll ever need, then why waste my time? Sorry, my friend, but your story just doesn't wash. She's 1,000 years old. Please.
I knew I could count on you, my love.
If that heart of yours pumped some blood to your other head, you'd see what a catastrophic choice you've made.
What are you, blind? Look at her.
If you side with Calais, this land will be doomed to darkness forever.
I do my best work in the dark.
You really are an idiot. Your foolishness will stop right here. Prepare to die.
Very well. Hold on, princess. I'll be back in a minute. Maybe 2.
Love all the... Oh, wait. Freaking, of course. I think this happened last time, too. The, cutscene just made it so... my weapon was taken out of commission for no reason. Oh, and he's got summons. How lovely.
Death to the bar!
Oh, and the dude can just go invisible every once in a while, as opposed to letting me, I got a bunch of adder stones. Why don't I just... What's the number 3 of this one? Oh. I think that did something to the enemy, too. That's interesting. Oh, he's got a freaking, like, Mortal Kombat get over here thing. I will, like, truly not ever be upset about the fact that,
Does it hurt?
this game just is all about music. It's about the snarky bard and all his, like, summons and all that stuff, and it's just... Nah. Let's see here, which one? Throw him down at level 3. Honestly, I should have been using
is inevitable.
this against the Calais boss fight as well. Because, yeah.
Too easy.
Dude's AoE stuff is actually really good.
Now you...
Oh, that's that. Still no boss music. Genuinely upsetting. My ears are probably about to be blasted by a cutscene. PS2 graphics and just all compressed. Oh well. The things I do for you guys on this channel.
My blood boils for you. You've done it. You've set me free.
Enough with the words, Princess.
Before we embrace, I must take my true form.
I thought that didn't happen until after 10 years of marriage.
Oh, you're going to like this.
Crap! That dead guy was right. You are the Queen of Darkness.
Well, of course. But does it really matter? How does it feel to be at the side of the ruler of the underworld?
Every woman I was ever involved with ended up being the woman from hell. Huh, now I have the real thing. Could be fun.
So it was the bard obtained everything his heart had ever desired. At the expense of the rest of the world, of course. Thus concludes the bard's tale. Finally, the end. I thought I'd never be rid of him. Never ask me to read this halfway story again, please.
I heard that.
I love the fact that he was being, like, princess carried away by the evil queen.
Heard it already.
That's hilarious.
We would like to continue our tale.
Anyways, last ending, I don't even think there's going to be a boss fight. Or maybe I'll fight both of them, who knows. But yeah, that's, I like the fact that she actually keeps her end of the bargain, though. She outright's just like, yeah, you're my man. I'm your woman. And I'm a demon babe. And he's like, you know what? I could do worse. Just fully leans into it. Is like, well, I mean, okay. Like, seriously, Bard, you should have just settled for the farmer's daughter. It's not even settling. Actually, she was a bit crazy. Yeah, not as crazy as Calais, but crazy. I hope the get out of here ending is I just live with my dog.
The time had come. The bard was forced to choose, and he knew that he'd better choose wisely.
All right, I've made my choice.
Well, it's about bloody time.
Don't get too excited. I didn't choose you.
You choose Calais?
I didn't say that either.
Tell us, my champion. Whom do you choose?
A very logical choice. Me.
You choose you?
Exactly.
What the hell does that mean? What kind of choice is that?
As far as I'm concerned, an excellent one.
But What about our future?
Well, let's look into our crystal ball, shall we? If I fight either one of you, I could be dead. If I kill one of you, and it's the wrong one, I either end up in hell on earth or in a relationship from hell. Literally. So fighting is really a no-win situation.
Even if that fighting can save life as we know it?
I'll let you two figure that out. In the meantime, these undead aren't a bad lot, really.
This is unacceptable, you miserable little rat! You will free me, and you will free me now!
Now she knows what it's like to be blue-balled.
I will rule this land and you will be at my side!
There's a twist. I'm intrigued. And oddly aroused. But, I'm afraid I still choose to walk away. Good luck and, oh, don't forget to write.
Come back here, you disloyal coward, and bow before your queen!
I like how in every single one of them he's like,
Come back here, you weak-minded fool, and kill your queen!
he still finds her hot in every single one of the endings, even though she's a demon.
You two have serious control issues. You realize that, don't you?
So the bard decided to take the short and narrow road, otherwise known as the easy way out, to the nearest bar.
Who says the undead don't know how to party?
The plight of the world obviously far from his mind, which by all accounts only has room for coin and cleavage, the bard enjoyed his drinks with his newfound friends. Well, that is until... well, that's another story.
Does that hint to the fact that that third one where he just walks out is maybe the canonical ending? I like how they're just playing EDM, yeah. Oh gosh. Anyways, that's all 3 endings of this game. I figured I'd just cut this in right at the end after the old whole ramble I did last time. That way, whoever's watching is not missing any of the endings, and we just call it good. We call it good. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.